I'm joined by Binghamton University women's basketball redshirt freshman Hanna Strawn. Hanna, thanks for taking some time out of what might be a busy day, but probably relatively quiet around the house. How are things going for you in this last month or so, given everything that's been going on?
It's going good. I think it's definitely hard being away from all my teammates, all my friends, and even some of my family. I'm from Binghamton, and I can't even see like some of my like grandparents and things like that. So that's really hard, but I guess I've just been trying to keep myself busy and honestly like stay on kind of like a daily schedule and like getting up at like a decent time and making sure I'm eating breakfast and just kind of like making sure that I'm doing like time management so I don't like do nothing, like if that makes sense. And obviously it's hard to be like working out and things like that, but Coach Bacon is giving us like body workout and things like that. I found like ab challenges and like body weight things, and I have a little like hoop outside, so I've just been trying to like dribble and just trying to like keep myself busy. I guess it's really tough.
For a college student in quarantine, what's waking up at a decent time?
Oh, I think a decent time would probably be like 11 to 12, which is pretty rough because, like a lot of people have like 8 a.m.s or like my classes were at like 9:45, but like it's kind of tough, especially when like you really have like nothing to do. But getting up at like 10:30 is good for me.
So aside from schoolwork, and you mentioned, some home workouts that you can do or have been doing, what else have you been doing to kind of keep busy, whether it's, maybe some creative projects, or I know puzzles have kind of become a popular thing for a lot of people. What have you been doing?
So my dad is actually a really good cook. So he's been making some like cool dinners. So I'm trying to like learn, so like when I have my own house and when I grow up, I can cook. But I didn't really know how to cook before. I would just like throw some stuff in the oven, the microwave. I knew how to do like, like eggs or like grilled cheese. But like he makes some really good like dishes. So I'm trying to figure out like to learn. It's going okay, but
what are some of the best dishes that you've been able to either help with or come up with in the class?
So he actually makes this like lemon pepper like breaded chicken, and it is like to die for. Like it is so good, but you kind of have to like figure it out to get like the seasoning right and everything. So it's a little bit tough, but I'm really working on that one. He actually the other day made like a really cool like homemade like soup that was like really, really good. So that was cool. And yeah.
And I know a big change for every student on campus has been moving classes to online. How has that transition gone for you? How have you adapted to that? And I guess, what's that experience like?
Yeah, it's tough because prior to this, like I'd only had taken one online class before, and that was this summer when I came into BU. But it's definitely a lot different. I've just been trying to like check out for like checking my email almost like every hour during the week because we are getting tons of emails from like all these different professors. So I have like a little notes page in my phone that I'm trying to just keep things down. I actually made like, if you can like see behind me on my door, I made like a calendar with a bunch of like due dates on it for like all my assignments and stuff. And I'm just trying to like keep everything in order because since it's online, it's like really easy to just forget about things because it's so different from like going to class and your teachers and professors like reminding you have things due that night. But my professors have actually been super nice. They're open to do Zoom meetings and phone calls all the time. So I just think that really like communicating with them is important. And it's been tough, but I'm just, like I said, trying to keep like time management right and setting out time to do my work. But it's going okay.
Do you think that professors are, I don't want to say adapting well because, everybody was kind of just thrown into this at the same time, but how understanding have they been with sort of the limitations that, everybody kind of has, because it is very much so a different experience. And do you kind of feel like their expectations are more or about the same, or kind of how does that dynamic work?
I mean, speaking like with my professors, they are being like pretty lenient with like due dates and handing things in, but I don't think the workload honestly is really any different. But that being said, they are really being open for like I said, due dates and for any way that they can like help. And I think that's honestly like on the student to either really like take the initiative to like use their resources or not. Again, this is all really hard for like all of us, but speaking from like my experience, my professors have been great through it. And I'm like, I think this semester is going well.
Now, we're about 5 weeks into this, essentially almost nationwide, shutdown with, over COVID-19. Being on the women's basketball team, you fortunately got the majority of your season. I know you guys lost a likely bid in the WBI tournament, game or 2 or 3 there. But you played the majority of the regular season. What was the experience like, or what was going through your head? If you can think back a couple weeks ago when you found out that not only was the WBI tournament canceled, but basically everything, for the university was canceled. And what was the reaction like among your team?
I think honestly we were just like a little shocked because we had a great season. Our team, we have great chemistry, and I just don't think we were ready like for it to be over. And honestly, like one of the first things that I thought of was like the seniors. Like I just felt so sad just because how like amazing they are, and this is how they were ending like their college careers, and that was tough. And it was a tough loss that we took, but we were still like working hard, and honestly we were trying to hang a banner trying to get a WBI title. So that was really kind of like a tough pill to swallow, but we're all great. Like we're all great friends and everything, so we stay in touch. But this has never happened before, so it's just a little difficult.
You mentioned being able to stay in touch, through group chats, social media, Zoom, or other video chats. How often would you say that you talk to any of your, friends or teammates? And is it more or less than it would be if everybody was still in Binghamton?
So we at least like team Zoom like at least like once a week, and I'm talking to like half of my teammates, like Snapchatting them at least like 5 to 10 times a day, even like more than that, depending like who they are. But I still think that we're all like super close, and it's really sad, like you practice with a group of girls and you are with them like 24/7, and they literally become your family, like they are your family, and then all of a sudden like I mean, it's a little bit different when the season ends because it's still like spring and you can still like hang out and see them, but like they all left, and it's a little bit different for me because I'm stuck. Like I live here, so like I'm stuck in Binghamton, and my team and all my friends just left. So like that's really tough, but we're all still like really close and we talk a lot.
Do you see this perhaps making all of you closer when everybody returns next year, and that, if you can survive this together apart, you know, who knows what you can accomplish next year when you're all together all the time again?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And I think that it's making us like not take what we do every single day for granted. Because sometimes not do you feel like you're going through the motions, but that's just your everyday life. And we're at the event center with each other every day, and that's what we're used to. So like with that being taken away, like you don't realize like how much you miss everyone, and honestly how much I just miss like the sport of basketball and like what I would do to just go like shoot on the court and just be with my team and everything. So I definitely think that if we can take that mentality of like not taking a day or a practice or workout for granted, that like it will definitely make us closer.
Now, an interesting year for you. You transferred into Binghamton. You had to sit out your redshirt year this year. How difficult was that? You grew up playing basketball every year from the time you were a little kid, and now you have to kind of watch from the sidelines. What was this year? What was that experience like?
So that was like really hard for me, especially because I'm antsy. I love playing and I want to help my team out in any way that I can. But the way that I really thought about it was like every person on a team, like you have a role, and I still had a role on my team, and I learned how to be a good teammate and a leader off the floor. So that was like really something like special for me. I've obviously been like leaders and things in like the past, but like just being able to just sit and watch the game and watch my teammates, just watch the league. Like I really, really learned a lot about my teammates, my coaches, and just being able, like I said, to contribute but not being able to play. So I learned a lot, and getting to like practice with Kai every single day, like she really pushed me to become like a better player. And it's hard to like sit out, it definitely is, but I definitely took this year as like a learning year and just to get stronger and to get better, and I'm definitely 100% ready to like get back on the court.
And obviously nothing is set in stone yet in terms of, you know, playing minutes or anything for next year, but you mentioned being able to practice with and against Kai. You know, she's graduating. That opens up a lot of minutes on the floor for a lot of you younger guards. How has she prepared you for taking over what could be at least a portion of, you know, the minutes that she would have had this year?
Yeah. Kai really just works so hard every single day. Like her worth ethic is like really tough to like come across, especially with players. So she showed me like every single day to push myself as hard as I can, but not only that, to push my teammates and to just bring the practice energy level up. And I know since she's leaving this year, that's something that I can definitely do, is just be a vocal leader and make sure I'm talking. But she just like really showed me just how to like play hard, and she's just tough, you know what I mean? Like, and in those like moments where some people like break, like Kai always rises, and that like determination just like really like helped me a lot.
So I know a lot of people in the Binghamton area have, you know, watched you play from your time at Seton. For those who might not have seen you as much, what can we expect from Hanna Strawn next year?
What can you expect? Well, you can definitely expect a ton of energy. A lot of people call me like the energizer, like bunny. I really like don't stop moving, honestly. I'm just like moving around a lot, but you definitely can expect someone who's gonna do their best and try and be a leader for this team and be very, very vocal and just be diving on the floor and just making the plays that my team need and what needs to happen in the game. And I honestly really hope that I can make a big impact for our team this year.
All right. Well, Hanna, thank you very much. I hope you continue to stay healthy, and your parents as well. And I hope you keep busy and don't drive each other crazy when you're cooped up in the house together.
Thank you.